straight from the Wuhan Peninsula. Welcome to the Thunderdome. In today's episode of Dashing Cars, hi, I'm your host, Dashman 5000. Today, we are playing with the wagon because it's far too nice. And my garage, I just realized my driveway is super packed. Got a lot of stuff going on here. Fiesta still broke, Cayenne is still fantastic, Element is on point, and the trailer is sexy as always. I wasn't really planning on shooting a video just yet, but I came up with a super rad solution to my hole in my fender where my snorkel was. So I haven't really talked about it yet, but I am planning on doing a new snorkel design. I haven't finalized exactly what I want to do with it yet, but it's coming. If you see here, if you notice with the wrap job, I took the snorkel off, and that's the hole I'm left with. But I've been kind of thinking of a rad solution. I wanted to use a license plate there, just kind of a little bit of haggard. I always love the rat design of cars. This isn't really a rat design, but this is kind of like my little homage to rat design. So I have this 1990 Arkansas license plate that I've had laying around. It actually came off of my Datsun 280Z. So what I'm thinking is I've already kind of mocked up, and I want to leave that kind of like that. There's a little bit of the 90, a little bit of the Arkansas, so you can kind of tell what it is. And it's kind of my throwback to my childhood growing up in the 90s in Arkansas. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut the plate out as a square, and then just 4 rivets just to put it in there, and I think it's going to be pretty rad, so let's go check it out. Well, that hurt more than it should have, cutting up that license plate. What's funny is it even smelled old while you're cutting it. I don't know, maybe it's just the mildew and all that crap. But what I'm going to do is get this kind of where I want it, and then I'm going to drill some pilot holes, the wagon fender, and then I'll go ahead and start getting that ready for the rivets. I think it's going to be pretty sick. Alrighty, so I went ahead and just kind of drilled kind of close to the hole. I don't want it too spaced out, plus I don't have a whole lot of material to work with. But I'm going to leave it like that. I went ahead and just got a marker and just inside the holes to mark where I need to drill the holes in the license plate. It's a little bit close to that edge, which isn't bad. Maybe once it pulls the rivets, it will be a little tighter. And there we go. I love bolt just to finish her off there. I dig it. Well, I got a little buck wild with the old cutoff wheel. But I like that. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time, and I finally just went balls deep and started cutting away. Now the sun's gone away a little bit, you can kind of see how the arch looks now. It's a little higher. I went ahead when I trimmed the bumper there, it brought it up a little bit. It's going to give it a little more aggressive look. Actually makes the front look like it's actually a little bit higher now. Back to kind of how I was liking it, because I was looking at pictures before, and with the wheel arch being so low, it actually made the car look lower. So with that trim, I think that solved that quite a bit. And this is the first time I've had the bumper on since I did the wrap stuff. It looks pretty sweet. I'm digging it. So not only will this be a good upgrade as far as the way it looks, the wheel will be able to travel up in there without hitting the fender so bad. And also, one giant benefit is my approach angle is much better without all this crap in the way. Yeah, I know that hurts me too, guys. I can actually approach stuff that's much higher and go over instead of hitting the bumper first, getting caught, and trying to rip my bumper off, which a couple times you can see that in some of the video. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of silicone and backfill this just to seal this off and make sure it's a good flush fit, because I really like the way that looks. It's good and tight all the way around there. There's no gaps. That looks really good. And my little 90s is popping out there like that. Looks good, and it fills up that hole. And it's just a little bit of detail in the car that I like. Also, I went back and put these little trim pieces in here just to cut them up, put them back in there. Kind of another attention to detail thing. One quick thing, I'm going to pull it up with a jack stand and actually jack that up and see if that wheel clears real nice, and if not, I'll trim some more. Alrighty, so we are at full tilt on the jack, as high as it'll go. And it is just about to come off the ground in the back. And I measured here, and from there, it's about 16.5 inches or so. That tire is still barely on the ground, and what's happening is this spring is fully compressed. It's hard to see up in there. Definitely can't see it on video right now. But I think with a progressive spring setup, I'm going to be able to solve that this year, and I want to I want to attack that this year with a little bit better, so I get a little bit more out of that, and it'll ride a little smoother too. Because I know these CRV struts, the spring is very springy. Lots of good gap in here. That's looking good. I was looking at this gap too, with it fully compressed. And you can see it's very tight right there. And I'm pretty sure it's touching just a hair in there, but it's enough where I'm going to have to trim this right here when I put this rear fender flare on, which I'm fixing to start on here shortly. Everything else is looking pretty good though. I'm pretty excited with that. It's a lot better than it was. And I'm really proud that a Civic will tuck a 30 like that. It looks pretty mental. It's hard to tell because I got such a wide angle lens on here, but it's pretty high. It's looking good. That looks so much better. I've been wanting to do rear flares for forever, but God, that looks better. So the thing about the rear flares is when I bought the original Fender Flares, they're all, I think, 75 mil, and it was a square setup, so 75, 75, 75, 75. Well, I found this kit, which is 75, 75, 50, 50, which the back doesn't need nearly as an aggressive Fender flare, and that works perfectly. Oh, the way it turns out. They're not 100% even because, well, I'm not quite the perfectionist, but it does look 1,000 times better. I'm really, really happy with the way that looks. And so next, what I want to do, and I don't know if I'll get around to it today or in this video even, but I am going to paint that bottom stripe in flat black. So that's a little bit of rust proof. So I actually need to sand it a little bit, some of the spots that are getting a little bit of surface rust. But look at it, guys. It's looking so much better. I'm excited. And on that bombshell, I am going to end it tonight. Wait. And on that bombshell, it wasn't really a bombshell. I'm going to wrap it up tonight. Hang on. Actually, I'm not going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it up in here because the delivery just was made here. And this is what I was waiting on all day long. So this will be probably Sunday's project, if not the Fiesta. Probably need to do the Fiesta first since I got a race next weekend. Straight from the Wuhan Peninsula. I'm sure it's straight out of China. Maybe not Wuhan. Hopefully not Wuhan. I'm not wearing my mask. But this is my new half-size radiator. It is strangely silver. I'm pretty sure that was black at one time and was, yeah, that was definitely black at one time and painted silver. Well, whatever. It'll work. It'll do the job. So this is the actual an EF half-size radiator. Super cheap. I think it's like 60 bucks. So we're going to test it out. That's kind of scary to test out, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be that bad. So I will install that sometime, probably this weekend or this week, so we can get back on the off-road shenanigans. But anyway, that's it for the wagon today. That's it for this episode of Dashing Cars. Thank you all. I'm super excited about how this turned out as a whole. I'm digging it. It's going to be a killer year for the wagon. Anyway, see you guys.